Hello and welcome back. Right, we have got a lot of work to do. We're going to have a bit of a chitter chatter. So I'm sort of, it's a sort of cheating there. Right, no, I agree, it is. It's technically me sort of buying time, but I want to talk as well as, before we go straight to a time lapse. Let's get this going though. We can't faff around. It's raining late. Oh, no, I'd forgotten. We have no room at the inn. Yes, let's get this sorted. And then we shall set going again. Yeah, I still can't believe I only got 5-ton trailers instead of 10. Do you know, rush. What's that? What's that, an old saying about in haste and repent at leisure or something? It's so true. Should slow down a little bit. It's crazy. Yes. We are truly getting to the tip of the spear. We are running out of time for a lot of things, so we've got to get... Yeah, this is going to be a massive day, and we've been working for 2 hours of this day. We have done well, we've got an awful lot done, but we can't be speeding up or anything like that. Now, we've done the bottom field, we're going to have to grab... Yeah, we are, it's true. We're going to have to grab the... This is going to be the perfect field. To actually grab the straw and stick that in that silo, it is. And the bottom one, I think, is closer to the other one. So yeah, we're going to have to... What am I doing? What am I doing? Wasting time. I can't afford to waste time. Yeah, we're a goodly way. I think we've got a third of this field left to do, and this is the last of our harvest for the day. But when we finish this, then of course I've got all the straw to do. So yeah, we could try to think. Yeah, I don't think we finished the grass yet, have we? The hay even. Right, now then, let's get cracking. First of all then, let's grab the HTZ. I think we'd finished mowing, if I remember rightly. I'm sure we had. Wow, this doesn't half use fuel well. Right, let's grab the... Yeah, there's no point in setting the windrower going just yet, because you can guarantee I'm going to hit at some point, unless I did it manually, which we haven't got the time. I've got well too much to do. So, I always said it's got spongy brakes, and it is true. Well, I'm on the other Zero Oito map, one of my absolute all-time favourites from FS19, Westridge Hills. And, as I have mentioned a few times, unlike this map, actually that one is inviting me. We've had some of the best equipment drops on the daily sales that I have ever seen on any Let's Play. I've got my favourites. My favourite plough, and I have my favourite planter, and I have my favourite tractor. Yeah, we bought them all within our first year. It's gone... Well, you get a year, don't you, where... it starts on 1 year. It says it's on year 3 because, yeah, we've just gone into the 3rd year. So, we really have only done 1 year of actual work. And I'm sure this was the start. And let's see if I am right. Right, I could then. What can I do while that finishes off? We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. What can we do with you, little one? Yeah, this is that's the point. Did I actually make... Yeah, did I actually load or even make the course for this? I can't remember. This is... Which field number is this? CP2, 15. 6.8. Could be close enough, but no, let's do it properly. Clear. Let's create... Field 15. Open generator 6.5. Yeah, we will do 4. Generate. Smash in. Save. 15. 6.5 meters. Oh, hang on. Activate. 15. 6.5 meters. Brilliant. Okay. No, we can only probably do 1 headland, really, because of, yeah, I've not quite done that right, so nothing we can do for now. Right, let's go and see how Luke is doing on that field, because that's the one we're going to be, yeah, we've not got long left to do on this. In fact, you know, let's take over. It saves all that faffing around, so we've got so much to do that, yeah. I'm going to go straight, I am going to go into a time lapse actually. We know what we've got to do. We have truly got to absolutely work our backside off all day long on this, because this is the tip of the spear. It is. It's the sharp end of the stick. It is all of those sayings that all mean the same thing, that we are reaching the crux time. Yeah, absolutely. So I am going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. But yeah, I'm coming out of the time lapse a little early. It's been a monster session. I'm going to call this quits. But we're going to have a bit of a recce. Yeah, just a little bit recce. As I said first thing this episode, it has been a massive time lapse. It really has been just one giant time lapse. Like most of these actually have been almost all time lapse because there's just so much work to do. I do apologise for that. It's not my normal, but with having this storyline and there is nothing else to do other than try to do a contract seems to have gone wrong. Last couple of days I just checked beginning of the session again because I thought it would be really useful if we could do some kind of contracts, even if it's spraying, but there's absolutely nothing at all. So don't know whether it is map based or what, because I've not seen that level of no contracts before. It's very strange. It's like the contract system's gone wrong on the map, but we shall see in the morning. But it was just that weeding one, I think the other day, which is also very strange. It really is. But yeah, I want to have a look. I've got to play this. This is a game strategy now, and there's still no sure bet that we're going to do it. As I said earlier, if we don't put the Hessian farm, if we need another one, if we don't put one down now, the other thing is we may have to transfer straw about. But I think we've probably got about the right amount in both at present. But what we need to do is equalise everything. If we do need another one, there's an awful lot of straw still left on that field. It is a humongous grey field. So, yeah, and there's only half of today left. All of August. Again, like I said as well, we cannot rush through the day. It's impossible. We need to get almost everything. Even if we spend time up, that's allowed. But definitely no, let's sleep from now till tomorrow morning. That can't happen, otherwise we're just going to fail. We're getting so close. I can't tell. I cannot truthfully tell whether we're going to do this or not. It's that close. Obviously I've done some preliminaries. I sold the potatoes because I thought, do you know, at the export prices, they're just sitting in there. There's another... I will have a look in a minute actually. I think there's 20 or 30 tonnes of barley still left in the silo where I took a load earlier, and with the combine, and also I think we had 17, so that should be 25 tonnes. Price is still high for barley from the exporter, so we're going to do that next session because like this, I am literally going to call it quits. It's been a monster. I would say this has probably been one of the longest sessions so far. Yeah, we'll just empty the thing to say there is an awful lot. I would say half of the straw left. We'll have a good look and we shall see how much straw there is in everything. It is slowing us down with only having 16 tonnes each time, but yeah, it is what it is. We knew that. It gets so expensive if you go for the bigger one. This is the most cost effective one, even if it's tiny. Yeah, it is horrible. There's a point. Did I? I will have done. Yeah, I did. It's true. No, nothing that's of any use. And it would have to be practically giveaway prices for it to be useful on this. I suppose if we got something like the pottinger that we've got now, and it was £5,000, it may be just about worth it. But even that, I don't think I can match the leasing costs for what this, what it costs us. It is just. I mean, the same as those 159 or something per lease of the two things. It's just, you couldn't afford to buy them even as cheap as they are. This leasing is definitely better. Right, we'll have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's first of all look at... Yeah, we've got 6 tonnes of potatoes left. It's not going to go very far. Yeah, 24 tonnes, so we could actually take all of that in one. The barley obviously is the thing that's going to get us the most. Still, that's on the rise. Oh no, it's the 740. That's the one that's, say, that's got to be got soon, because that is literally going down. And that is it. We've literally sold every single thing. Obviously, oh yeah, we've got a bit of silage to transfer. Yeah. And then there's just oddments of lime and things like that we've stuck in there over the time for us to... Right, let's switch that off. Right, the other thing we want to do is have a look at... Yeah, we need to be looking at the productions, all of them, not the the big one, but the actual Hessians and the mini BGA should still have, yeah, that's still okay. We can, I did top it up earlier, as you'll have seen in the video. It was, yeah, literally pretty much to top again. So again, it's going to need topping up, but it's not, it's only if it runs out. So we could easily top that up in a couple of hours and it'd still be fine. So these are the important ones. Now, yeah, that's, it can process up to 120 of each one. Now that there's got 220 tons of straw. It can only process 120 in a day. Now that one's got 87 tons. So again, obviously it's still got things to process right now, but yeah, we need to equalize this. So once, in fact, yeah, I think this is true. I think what we're going to have to do is, if we look at that, if we grab 100 tons of straw, and I would say it's got to be this one, if I'm honest, we've just chucked load after load after load. If we grab 100 tons out of this one next session at the beginning and stick it in a third, the only thing is I'm a little bit, I've got to be careful. We know the plan has always been for me to sell field 2 literally at the very last day on August. That has always been the plan. Obviously I had that bit of a quandary about, oh, do I, yeah, can I? So we get almost 200,000 back for that on the day. I cannot put something like the Hessian farm though down on that, because then it's replaceable. I've got one in that little spot here. The only other place I could stick it is a corner of 13, because it is, I'm thinking of 2 as well. We could put more grass from the cut on that and more grass over here. Or do we go? No, because it's straw that's going to be the biggest component. We can't put it, I always forget you can't see the mouse, I always say that. Yeah, the juncture there where all those 3 lines meet, again, that's, I think the best place is there, the corner of 13. It's still close to 2, or maybe there. We're still going to get the grass, but, or do we just stick a second one right next to that one? Or do we stick one closer to the end of 15? Then that's a bit in the middle. It's also like, yeah, you're always going to be close to one or the other of them. And it's also close to the bottom of 17, because we don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have field 13 and field 17. Again, the things, I know there's going to be a lot of oats, and I know there's going to be a lot of wheat tomorrow, but it's the prices that are going to kill us, because we are selling these things out of season. Although if the grain exporter looks like that tomorrow, it's going down. That's typical. So in the morning, honestly not sure what the grain exporter is going to look like for wheat. If that's gone down, and it is on the down, that means by tomorrow morning that is not going to be that high. Yes, we've got the grain mill, but they're never going to reach, the grain exporter on this map is the one to, that even if that drops, it might have dropped to 700 and something. That grain mill and all these others, they're never going to be anywhere close to that. So the grain exporter is the one we're going to have to sell at. Then, of course, we've got oats. Now again, I guess, yeah, again, grain exporter's dropping. It's a cracking price, but again, it's not going to suddenly rise by the morning. It really isn't. It usually takes 2 or 3 days for the fluctuations for it to go down all the way and then up all the way. So by tomorrow morning, we will have lost a lot of money on that, on both of the products that we've got to sell. So yes, prices are, yeah, they are against us, because we're selling out of season. We really are. Even if there's absolutely hundreds of tons. We're doing well on the money. We also, yeah, let's look back at the productions, because they are doing well on silage as well, because we're hitting this with multiples on each one. We're yeah, and don't forget we've taken stuff out of this morning, so we're doing well on that, and we're going to do even better. But we do need to, I think we need to place another one of these, and I think we need to do it now. And next session, I do think we ought to. So we are going to do that. I know it is literally, it means we're literally, yeah. And I think we'll do it where we said. Bottom of here, that bit of wasted ground where it's the rounded section on this. On the actual field itself, that never gets, you can see, it never gets used. If we stick that there, where they can even see the lime. Nothing's ever touched that land. So if we put production and the Hessian farm, I know it's going to take 15,000, and that is a lot at the minute. If we stick that, so it literally does that. It's actually sitting on the field. Right, let's go and have a quick look at that. I'd just like to just put a bit of speedy on just for a little minute. Yeah, it's sent us back down 290 again. I know it is, but what we need to do is equalise this. Otherwise, there's just no point. Yeah, I've said this. We've got to get as much, and it's got to be balanced. This can only process 120 cycles of whatever, whether that's grass, whether it's hay, whether that's why we've got to split the each one of them. If we've got 360 or something, it's no good. It's only going to do 120 tons per day. So absolutely, if we grab 100 tons of that straw out as soon as possible, this can start to process that into silage. So yeah, it's no good having 400 tons of straw in that, because it's not going to do that in the time we've got left. So it is, we've only got half of today now, so that's only really 60 tons, 60 cycles this can do today. Then it's got all of July and all of August, technically right up to the sort of, you know, when it turns to September morning. So again, we are getting close, but there's an awful long way to go. And the other thing is, our biogas plant can only process 150 tons, technically 75, but if you play it carefully, if we top it up in the morning, it runs out by tea time. If you top it up again, if you then sleep at tea time, it will process the other 75 tons. So yeah, again, that's the only way we can maximise what we get from that. I have got a couple of ideas, but they're long shots, they are, and I'm not going to pull any stunts either. The one thing I am going to say, I can't remember. Let me just show you what I did see. I didn't realise, now I do know for a fact, I can't remember if in the original story I ever realised that there were... I'll show you what I mean. You may have noticed in the time-lapse. Now, how do I get out of this place? Oh my life, are we stuck in here? Yes, I saw something, and I didn't realise there were collectibles on this map, and I, with my memory, that I can't recall, which is, yeah, my memory's shocking. I do know I did know on the other Zero Oito map, but I don't recall, I can't remember ever thinking that there were collectibles, so I'm in a bit of a quandary now. We could turn it into the storyline, or we could just... I don't like cheating. I can't recall that I did know that there were collectibles on this, because I didn't ever look for them. I didn't see, but by mistake today, at the corner of my eye, I thought, hang on a minute, that looks... And I went to investigate, and you will have seen that I did see it is actually one of those. Now, if they're normally worth 50,000, but I don't know, they could be worth different values or whatever, and I can't remember if I know that. The trouble is, I look at so many maps, I truly do, in my defence, that I do know that on a couple of them, some of them are rarer than others, and some are worth more than others. I don't know if that's... I've read that on this map, because I can't recall, but yes, there. Pasture Sovereign, yeah. So I have found a placeable. Now I don't know whether to incorporate that into the story, whether I'll totally leave it alone, or... I would like your opinion on this, because I want to play this. No, ladders are normal. It's not high enough, no. Yeah, I would truly appreciate your opinion on this, whether we do bring them in, or whether we just totally ignore them. Now, I didn't plan on this. I didn't plan on them even being the collectibles. I truly didn't. So I'm not... Yeah, I did not realise they were here. Or if I did, I can't recall that. I truly don't think I did, if I'm honest, on this one. I know on Westridge Hills, now that I found quite early on, they're the coloured ones, and they're only worth 1,000 each, whereas those cassettes... as a rule of thumb on almost everything, even Horbelleron, if you found one, they were like usually 30, 50,000. So that could seriously muck around with the game, the story that we've got, to the point where it could win it for us. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd have to spend hours scouring them out because I haven't a clue where they are. And yes, I know I could cheat, but that's not who I am. And there's no way I'm looking on YouTube. If I was going to incorporate those into this story, it would be by our own devices. Knowing everything I know about everything on all of these, I would be looking at buildings like this, and yes, and probably around the town as well if it was. But please leave me your comments, let me know, and I will be guided by them. I'm really not bothered because I didn't know they were here. As far as I can recollect, I truly didn't think this map had got collectibles until I saw that, and then I realised, and then I did go through the dilemma that I'm obviously relating to you now. That well, do I include that in the story, or do I not? Is that fair or is it not? So yes, I'm going to be guided by your comments. Would really appreciate your comments on this. So again, yeah, we have. And now we've placed that. We're going to. Yeah, that's actually yes. Put that down to 0.5. We're talking. Yeah, we're obviously going to have to put that 100 tonnes out of the others into there, and we will get 60 tonnes of silage from that before tomorrow morning. We've got to keep those equalised. The same with the... Yeah, let's have a quick look. We've got to do that with everything. If there's no hay in one and too much in another, you see, that's got enough to process. So as that's got too little. Now that one's got grass, and that one's not got enough, so we need to be taking grass out of that one and sticking grass in that one, and grass in that one. We're going to get some more grass in the morning. That one's got nothing, so that one's going to need grass putting in and straw to equalise that from the ones that have got too much. That's got 237 tonnes. Now technically there's enough time for that to process all of that, so in some ways, but that one isn't processing at all, so it's better to equalise and take 100 odd tonnes out of that, so that one is making us money. It is processing that. Same with the hay. If one of those has got way too much, which actually this instance it hasn't, we literally have got enough, so there's nothing we need to do on that. But the straw again, straw on that one is, yeah, that one needs topping up, but it's got some that it's processing. That one again, we're going to take 100 tonne out of that, stick that in that, and then we need to, when we are taking the straw, we'll take them from that field, and we shall stick that whichever end is closer to the new Hessian farm, that end. Oh, I always forget, you can't see the new Hessian one, that end, or the old Hessian at that end. We would equalise that, and again, if we put too much in either of those and that one's running short the original one, then we need to be equalising all three so that they've got enough to process to make us the money equally. That's it, really. I'm not going to belabour it, but we do have to be careful. It's not as simple as it looks. It truly isn't. The other thing is, even if the BGA it can't process all of the silage, we can, of course. So it does pay us to equalise that into all of them, so that on the very late section on August night, if there is any silage that is not processed, that's not in the hopper, and we've got to work that out carefully. There's no point in sticking stuff in the hopper we don't get all night. If it's not processed by 12 o'clock that night, then it's I'm in jail. I am literally, they will take me to court. So we need to be getting everything done very carefully. We've got those two fields, there's products to sell. There's no point in doing any fieldwork at all on 14 and 15 because this is the battle for our life. There's no point in doing anything because it could be all over and I could be thrown into jail. This storyline, obviously. But yes, we've got grass to do in the morning as well. So again, we're going to have to try to keep balance. We've now got 3 of the Hessians. No point in sticking any more down. It's not going to work. That is going to be the last one. But we need to equalise all 3 so that all of them are processing as much as possible. We also need to do hay in some, we're going to do some grass and some hay. We need to be, if there's, again, as we've just seen, if there's way too much grass already in any of them, and it's no way we can I don't think there is. Yeah, that's right. That's we could process all of that in the time we've got left. So if we stick that up to 200 tons and that up to 200 tons, if we got that, which I doubt actually, to be honest, then there's no need we don't need to do hay. We don't, not that morning. But of course then we've got August. If we've got too much grass tomorrow, then we need to be swapping over to hay, because it can do 120 tons of grass, 120 tons of hay, and 120 tons of straw. That is potentially 360 tons of silage at each one. Of course it's not going to work out of that. Obviously we can all do the maths. If we did do that, we would easily blow the million to smithereens, but we've got a limited amount of product. So again, it's how much product we've got on hand of all of those things, and also balance. The straw is, I think there's going to be way too much straw, and we can only process, of course that's going to be tomorrow, so we need to hit the fields as early as, well, it isn't just third person, it actually walks and moves when you're in normal as well. Yeah, if basically there's going to be too much straw, I don't think no matter what we did, there's going to be enough to process. We've only got 3 of those, so the maximum it can process in that is going to be, after tomorrow, is going to be July and August, which would be 180 tons per one. So as soon as that morning comes, if there's more than 180 tons in, there's no point in grabbing it off the fields. Might work it out. If we could place 2 more Hessians, you've got to work out whether even 120 tons would net you more than the 15,000 thing. If it does, then we will just discuss this again, and I will actually have a look at that, because if you've got 6 of them and each one of them produced 120 tons because you've got way too much straw, and it's going to make more than the 15 grand for the actual Hessian farm, at that point we've got fields that we can stick those on, because we can't do anything with those fields now. So yeah, it's not a normal Let's Play where you wouldn't contemplate sticking any kind of production in the middle of a field. Yes, but I would on this one. It really is a matter of trying to process as much as possible, and even if it is only 120 tons, if we can't process that, if 120 tons is worth more than 15 grand, which I think it would be, but I'm not, yeah, I can't do it, I'm not doing the maths now. If it is, and there's a good price for silage, if we look on the map at silage prices, and of course again, some are going to be going up, some are going to be going down. So if it reaches 290 odd, which seems to be pretty much it, then 290 times 120, if that earns more than 15 grand, then the bottom line is it's worth putting a Hessian farm down, a Hessian silo, fermented silo down. So, and if we'd got 500 tons of that, then obviously that's 4 more Hessians to, but it all depends on how much. If it's going to net us 5 grand, although I suppose if it was going to save your life, 5 grand is worth doing. That'd be 20 grand. But yeah, we shall see. If we start to get nitpicky like that, it's going to get bad quite soon. But yeah, I still think we're doing very well. It's halfway through June. We've done all of the, we've beat the rain. That's the one good thing. All we've got left to do is get the straw off that, and obviously equalise the Hessians. We've got to equalise that, and also keep the BGA topped up. It's got plenty for the time being, but as the day goes on towards tea time, we're going to need to stick and top that up to 75 tons again. So overnight, it can process the maximum amount. So yes, and again, when it does come to late August evening before the turn into September, we can be selling whatever silage we've got left at whichever place is buying silage at the highest. So yes, that is obviously, and not at our place, because obviously that is just energy. We just get energy, we don't get money, but the others we can get direct money. I have got a long shot, but if we don't reach, yeah, I'm not going to keep the cards close to my. I did think about this a few days ago, but I was That is 360,000. We know we on this Let's Play, which on some you can't sell and rebuy. This one does allow it. We can buy that for 360 grand, which then opens up another possibility. We can then process more, and we will be entitled to the energy money on that. If you imagine the money would get from 2 BJs, again, we would treat that like 2, field 2. Come late, obviously we're going to have to get whatever digestate was in it, and again, this is why the operation is going to start to get complicated. If late August, before the turn of September, we would need to have sell that and sell field 2. Now I know in real life you couldn't do that, but you could actually get potential and sign contracts to say that I'm going to turn over ownership for you at such and such a time. So technically you could, it would be a long shot, but again, this is the battle for your life. You would pull whatever you need to do, and yeah, it will either work or it won't. But that is another possibility. But that's why buying the Hessians is getting a bit dangerous now, because I'm not going to reach that. We've sold everything bar the bit of barley we've got left. Now tomorrow, I'm trying to think, if we do it, yeah, it depends how quickly we hit 17 and 13, because that should be worth quite a bit. It really should. We should get quite a bit from the oats, especially. It's worth quite a lot. Now the wheat isn't, it's not worth that much, but the oats is. So we're going to hit field 13 first. If we get that product of 13 and sold early enough in the morning, it's possible for us to buy the BGA, and we'll get nearly all of July and nearly all of August. That's 2 full days of twice as much energy, and it is a big one as well, so that will process more. If we do that, we're also at that point going to get digestate from the second BJ, and then if we are very fortunate, it all depends. It's all in, as the saying goes, in the laps of the gods. So I don't like that, but yeah, we'll just say that basically it's an unknown quantity. We really don't know what we're going to get from that digestate. So where are we now? That is on the rise. Again, it's top price, mind you. Yeah, it's not going to go. We did say we was going to keep an eye on that. Actually, thinking about it, I don't. This time of year, that's a very good price, because I know its top price is, if you look at it, is 1229. So for it to be over £1,000 and still rising, we need to be keeping an eye on that, because that needs to be jumped on. Because if I remember rightly, our digestate is rising. If we look at the right thing, that is. Yes, 108 tons, 1,000 per 1,000 is a lot of money. It's 100 grand. So actually, we could probably do it. In fact, we ought to be doing that. We ought. I am being silly. Right? Okay, we will do that, because it's not a. I tell you what we'll do. What I'm going to do is, I know I'm not going to do it, but we are going to get ready. Yeah, change of plan. We do need to be definitely getting that job done before we do anything else. Let's not waste time though. We know we need to grab some hay. No, we don't. We need to grab some straw from this and take that to the bottom one. So let's grab 40 tons. We could grab another 16 in that, actually, thinking about it. Let's send that down. Let's be clever. We will do this now because it makes sense. But then we're just going to get ready for the. I was a little. I've never done this. I didn't really. I thought you should be able to take it back out, but I wasn't sure if you could take your products, like straw. I know you can obviously take digestate silage out, because that's the entire point. But I wasn't sure if you could take the straw back out, because I've not actually done it yet. Right. So let's send him down to the one at the bottom. And we will grab another 40 tons. Next time we'll grab the other set out. Another, the same again basically, and that should be pretty much 100 tons and odd taken out. Because obviously this one's going to be the one that's going to, mind you, no, both of these are, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, because they're both on this field. but we do need that one to be processing. So in fact, yeah, it might be okay with just this lot. It really is more about it beginning to process now. Oh, and yeah, the other thing is I haven't activated anything. Let's do that now. I'd forgotten about that. No point in having that unless it's actually... Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to press activate, 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 activate. Make sure I've not missed anything earlier with that. No. Smashing. Oh, I'll press visit. Oh. That I didn't mean to do. Oh, I meant to wait for the tractor now. Right, let's get that in. Yeah, that's literally taken pretty much what was not used on the field, and it's not even taking too much of the grass, so that's, yeah, as good a placement as I think you'll ever get. Right, let's grab the other one. Grab that 40 tons, and at least then what we'll start to do next session is start to load some in this end when we stop this end. Right, next one. Smashing. So next session, the first job we need to do is definitely, so we need to get the nursing tank on this. Oh no, this is not good with this, is it? I remember. No, this is awful with it. We need to be using the little tractor for that. Something about this, whether it's the articulation or the height or what, it doesn't like it with the nursing tank. I know it's not a problem anymore. We've actually got our own. Mind you, it is if it's got liquid in it. If we were wasting digestates, that would be literally terrible. And legitimately, I'd have to move it legitimately. I can't. If I reset it, it loses all of the... Does it still do that in this? FS22, the rulebook has been rewritten, and there are quite a few things. The other thing is, the rules are being rewritten. Now, earlier on in FS22, if your crop was growing, you could not lime. Now, the other day on... Oh, what's his name? Was Nishi, just released, and I limed that field, and it allowed me to lime it, and the crop was already in, and I thought, hang on a minute, why is that allowing me to do that? Very good question. So again, the rules are, they're not staying the same. Giants are changing things. So what was true at the beginning isn't necessarily true now, as I found out myself. It was only sort of... It was a bit of an accident, you could say, because I didn't think about it, but it really does mean to say, just because a rule was so in the beginning of FS22 doesn't mean it's going to remain so by the end of FS22. We may well find rules change like that. And this is going to be actually difficult to get all of these, because I'd be pretty much going over the railway lines. In fact, yeah, I'm sort of going to have to, we're going to need to check to see if the train's coming when I do that last one, because there's no way I'm going to get that any other way than pulling across. It comes that away, so... Now this time, at least I remember to hire the 10 tonners, not the 5s. That was very useful. I thought there's no way I'm taking those things with the 120 something tons of potatoes. Come on, get going. Need to be quick over those railway lines. Yeah, so we should drop these. Here, and we shall grab the nursing tank, but not with this. Yeah, we shall do it with the little one, because there's no way I'm risking losing the digestate. Let's grab the little one. We can actually leave that there. We're not going to need that over there. So we've got that processing straw now, at least a start, and then we can start to put some more in. We'll need to making sure that by the the end of tomorrow, we've got an equalising of all stuff. Now the nursing tank is, the front is on the other side, isn't it? I remember. This is it though, this is the last thing we're going to do. Now obviously I could be making the biggest mistake and it could go much higher. It really could. It is on the rise. I suppose what we ought to do is, yeah, it's true, you don't know. It really is more about, I suppose if we get this ready though, that's not a bad thing. Just fill it with one set ready. Ooh. What is it catching on? Must be uneven ground. Yeah, that digestate's getting dead. Sorry, silage. Get my words right. Yes, so, yeah, that is all my life. It can't do it. It can't handle it, can it? That it does make sense, but ooh, it's not really a matter of that, is it? It's truthfully a matter of that being too far forwards. Okay, well, I have a trick up my sleeve for that one. I've done it before. Yeah, I can use a front loader to push that down, get the yams on it because it's got more weight, so that we can offset that. It's a shame, but it's. I think when we've emptied that as well, we're going to need to shove it forwards. It's going to need to be over those axles like it really should have been. I should have done that really. Yeah. So anyway, that is a problem for another session because we've had and answered all of the problems that we've done. We've sold. Oh, why is that? Why is that producing flour? We've not got anything in there to produce flour, have we? Where are you getting the barley from? It's got 75 tons of barley in there. Since when? I'm confused about this. Oh, the potatoes are going down. Well, that's alright then. Water, plenty, flour. So did we... I can't recall ever putting any barley in there. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did put some in to do that. I don't know. It's sensible, but I can't remember doing it. Anyway, again, this is another quandary. I shall have to check in editing, but I can't recall ever doing that. Strange. It's not. No, it's not. It's not linked to that either because that's got less than that. Yeah, it's got 24 tons. Maybe I did. I know we have done. At different times, I've done lots of things to try to make us money. So maybe I did it. If it's in there, it's got to have been done, hasn't it? Really. Right. Anyway, enough waffling. Yeah, this has grown nicely. This will be second growth stage by the morning, and so will around the fields. Yes, that will be done. And obviously August morning, yeah, you can see it's hard to see on this lighter grass, but it's just the same at the length. So yeah, by tomorrow morning it will be second growth stage. That'll be the last cut we do on this, and then August morning it will be second growth stage on field 2 again. One last cut on that. So it's not a bad yield. Obviously it's not as good as if you'd have done it full growth stage, but yeah, it was the best way of getting the most out of all of our fields in the time that we had. So yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there. So plan is, if we can, I suppose, yeah, that is true. And I think the digestate plan is we need to do that, because if we can buy the other BGA, we stand a fighting chance. We do. So let's get this ready. Even if it's not, we're taking a gamble. We really are now. We're working now. Yeah, we are taking a gamble. I do realise that we don't really know whether this is or isn't going to work. That is definitely true. But it's all about, yeah, it is. There's a lot of silage we've got spare. It makes sense to get the second BGA working again. Then we'll sell that and field 2 on the as late in the day as possible, when we've got the most out of the... Right, so... Yeah, let's see if we can get this... Now, I can't move that until we need to get the HTZ on that, but I need to put pressure on the spikes and hope there's enough weight on this with the weight of the tractor, the pressure of the forks, and the weight at the back. I have done this before. It does sort of work, but yeah, it also is a battle against our weight versus its. Yeah, that's... Looks like its weight's winning, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's pushing me. Oh, it is. Okay, it's... Yeah. Okay, let's go as deep as we can. It did sort of work. Okay. If it pulls it low enough, and the yams... HTZ, if this does, because this is a heavy beast, it really is. That's the one thing I've always said about this. It's a monster. It is a 16.8 tonner. It's bigger than a lot of large tractors, to be honest. So let's see if we can grab that hitch. If we can, we'll move it. We'll get it equalised so that next session we can, yeah, get that more in the middle. Right, smashing. Now then, let's get you into it more. We're going to need this in a minute, so we shall, yeah. We will empty that one set for now. Sell that at the good price, but yeah, if we get this up to 360, we will immediately buy the other biogas plant so we can start to shift. Yeah, it's some of what we do is more important that we do some of that stuff than it is other stuff. It's a good price as well. Yeah, we can shift this as soon as it's empty. Yeah, in fact we do need to... Yeah, let's grab that. Oh, mind you, it's very uneven. Oh, yeah, we've got no choice. I don't like shifting it with the yams. We've seen, it really is. Oh wow, nearly 15,000. Ooh, not so sure that's going to work. That's well dodgy. Yeah, let's try. This is when it goes funny though. Let's try and... Yeah, at least we've... Right, let's try and move that now into the middle. Doesn't like these. No, actually it's not these ones. Yeah, there is a set of bale spikes it doesn't like, but I can't... No, I think this is okay. That's a point. Let's try and push it. It's empty now. It's supposed to be moved when empty, so let's see if we can just give it a bit of a push. Ooh, give it a bit of a push on that side, I think. To give it a bit of persuasion on the right hand front side, and it's not far off. That's not far off at all. And we should put the straps back. It's a little far forward. It is. There's not much I can do about that. It's not terrible. It's certainly better than it was at the very back. Most definitely. Right. Ooh. Yeah, let's let the little one move it. It is very uneven ground. It may have been that all along that did it. You can tell this field is so up and down. It's unbelievable. So it may just have been that, but I think the yam's articulation doesn't help. That it does do weird things. We should be able to do this at the minute because it is empty. looks fairly equal. No, it's quite a lot of runs, yeah. Right, we shall leave that till tomorrow morning though, but yes, I think we can do it. I think we've got a fighting chance. How much more have we got? Yeah, 95 tons. Let's jump in. Smashing, I think we've got a chance to do that, and if we have, we've got a lot of silage to shift in the morning. We really have before we do anything else. We'll get the harvester. Mind you, we've got the straw to do as well. We're going to have to, yeah. One of these is going to have to crack on with the straw. We've finished the, yeah, it is just a matter now, so we can use the little one for that. Oh no, or maybe the HDZ. We'll see how that can cope with a full one. Now it's got the weights on, whether it can actually cope with that. If that's full, I'm not so sure it will. I think it's too light. In which case we shall see. It'll have to be the HTZ, and we're going to have to be very careful. That one will have to be the forage. Let's just have one quick look to see. I think this is doable. I'm quite pleased that we've gone through this. How much obviously silage. These ones 150 tons and 107 tons in that. So yeah, we've got a lot, because bear in mind that this one's almost had its full lot for the day. It needs its other 75 tons by tea time, which means there's 75 tons, that's 32 tons, 180 tons of silage we can stick in the other one if we can afford it by the digestate, and I think we can. I definitely think that we've got this. I think we've done it. I don't mean got to the million, but I think we've definitely got enough to buy the other BGA, and that is then going to mean we're getting twice as much energy. That, I think, will give us a fighting chance. I do, because I was beginning to think this was an impossible task, but if we do that, it was my Alien Gyms Let's Play that gave me the idea, because I did, on that one it's 25 grand. Alien Gym has really exceeded all expectations, and I think it's a 1 megawatt, so, but yeah, I thought if we could, and obviously with buying this in our contracts earlier in the game, I thought that's 360 grand. Can we reach that? Can we get that and still have enough days to process? And the answer to that is, I think if we get 14, nearly 15 grand per 13 tons, we've done it, definitely. And then we can buy the BGA, put the silage in there, and we can be getting 2 lots of energy, 2 lots of digestate. And I think then we will stand a fighting chance. I'm not doing the sums. Yeah, I want this to be a bit of a surprise without me cheating ahead. But I do definitely feel in the pit of my stomach, if we do that, it's going to be close. I think we'd stand a fairly decent chance. Yeah, and then we've just got the Hessian Farms, as I said, the quandary of, do we buy more of the Hessian Farm silos to actually process yet more of the straw? But it all depends on how much straw there is and the time we place the Hessians as to whether they will be useful or not. I might actually do some sums on that, because I am intrigued as to how much. I suppose the thing is, we don't know how much straw we're going to have off those. Yeah, there's 2 big fields that are definitely going to have a lot of straw. I would say, as a rule of, whatever we get off 15, I would say it's, we've had 14 and 15. I would say 17 and 13 are not that much different to 15 and 14 together. The straw, obviously some of that's been processed already into silage, but as a rule of thumb, whatever we've got left, the trouble is we're going to be, no, we can still check the complete total when we've cleared 15. But then again, I don't know if barley produces less or more straw than wheat, and I don't know if oats does more or less straw than wheat. So yeah, these are different. It's a different sort of ball game. I honestly can't really tell. I just know that we definitely stand a good chance if we've got that second BGA. I think we may do it. It's going to be close, but I think we may. And that's without pulling any game cartridges into the equation. That I never was betting on anything like that. So my gut is, unless you all say yeah, go for it, I think we should not. I think we should literally sort of say no, let's crack on fighting through all legitimate means with no outside interference. That's my gut. But yeah, I will also be guided by you. As I've always said, this is our farm. Yeah, we are a cooperative, so yes, please, by all means, yeah, give me your opinion. It does matter to me, so and that is where I'm going to leave it. Yeah, we've got 304 grand. We've got far more once we've cashed in the digestate that we've been saving for days. And now is the time to act, because the price is good. We've been waiting for that for 2 or 3 days, and it's now on the rise. But we've got to cash in now, or we're going to miss the BGA boat. And then there's no point in buying it late, because it's not going to process enough to earn us any money. So we've got half of June and all of July and half, yeah, almost, well, half of August if you think about. There's all of the day. The night is not open to us, because the night is when we are going to be, yeah, thrown into jail or whatever, or proceedings against me and then thrown into jail. So anyway, yeah, I hope you're going to continue with me on this journey. I personally, I really am thoroughly enjoying this Let's Play. This story's really brought this alive to me. It is. I've also got to say though, I have never worked this hard on any map. Not even on hard economy. We are literally, we've gone to the absolute deepest recess of every resource that we've got to actually, yeah, we've put out all the stops, I suppose is the easiest way to say this, and I truly think we have. I don't think we've overlooked anything. The only thing that could have done a little bit better is if we'd have got the money for the wood that we sold at the beginning, but it would have only been a few thousand, maybe enough for a bit of equipment. So that's the only thing that, yeah, was a little bit. But yeah, I'm not worried. It is what it is. Anyway, yeah, I am tired and I'm waffling. I'm going round in circles. So yeah, I really do hope that you continue with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.